And focus your mind to the bell sound, and while you're following the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing. And gently close your eyes if it is possible. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, before we get into practice, I will give some guidelines that may help for you while you practice. So, especially you have to remember when this meditation practice, you have to keep the fully responsibility within yourself. And having faith regarding the Buddha, having faith regarding the Dhamma, or the having faith regarding the Sangha or the community of the Sangha, this all try to develop, not to become a kind of a follower. This everything try to help you to have the confidence regarding yourself. So giving fully responsibility, having fully authority within yourself, that is the ultimate result of the faith. So when you trust the Buddha, when you trust his teachings or the community of the Sangha, that trust will bring the deeper inner confidence for you to take the fully responsibility when you close your eyes even for a moment. So in this meditation practice, we mainly practice two mental cultures which we call samatha and vipassana. So in the samatha meditation, what we trying to do, we trying to bring our mind to calmness. And because the very nature of our mind always going here and there, and always becoming busy and always go with the desires. But when it comes to tranquility meditation, we release our mind from desires and allow it to settle down with one mental object. So the very purpose of this, not looking for comfort or the relaxation, or not looking for even any kind of a safe mood, or not looking for any kind of becoming. So that is the very first thing that you have to remember because there are a lot of some of the meditations, the base with the desires, or there are a lot of meditation technique, tranquility meditation techniques based with the becoming desire. So here we trying to calm down, allow everything to settle down itself. Just think yourself that everything complete inside you. So only thing, just allow that everything to settle down. So get out of this controlling mind or get out of this doing mind. Because when you have idea to do, so in conventionally, that's the same thing. day-to-day life in 24/7, we keep doing. So when you come with that mentality, when you sit for meditation, then naturally the same current keep going inside you. So in samatha meditation, it is not something you doing. What you have to do, let things to settle down. Have that idea. So with that idea, we come to a point to let go our old thought patterns and give a mental object ourselves to follow the object. So that mental object is the inhalation, exhalation. So as you know, why we mostly practice with this inhalation, exhalation, because our main purpose is getting to the ultimate bliss of the wisdom or the nibbana. So in that path, our understanding is the main purpose. So when you able to observe the inhalation, exhalation, when you go with the inhalation, exhalation, there are some advantage that you can get out of this meditation, because the breathing is one thing directly connect to your brain and your nerve system, and this entire body completely, each and every cell completely work with your nerve system, sympathetic nerve system, parasympathetic nerve system. So that whole nerve system related to your lungs and your heart and your spine. And so the lungs and the heart has a connection with the brain, and that all the entire that connection keep going related with the inhalation, exhalation. So physically and even psychologically, the way our inhalation, exhalation behavior effect for our life. So mostly what happening in day-to-day life, our intentions, remember this very carefully, our intentions, our desires control inhalation, exhalation. That's why when you are get stuck with something, or when you think something, behavior of the inhalation, exhalation become different. There are a lot of people that mostly, even though for the physical situations and even for psychological situation, one of the main reason is wrong inhalation, exhalation. Sometimes we don't enough breathing, and sometimes we don't enough exhale. So that all related with the mind. And then other thing is, now here what we does intensely in the beginning, we get out of it and we allow that the things to happen itself. So when the inhalation, exhalation work properly, and it help you to have a clear the energy flow inside you, and even your brain will start to settle down slowly. So that's why, as a result of samatha, your breathing, your body, your mind, your thoughts settle down as one. So this is a huge advantage for our vipassana meditation. So that's why we always stay with this. So then consistency. So you have to keep practice again and again and again and again. And when it comes to that, you no need to think exactly in this time. So in the beginners, sometimes when it comes to practice, you keep in a certain time period because it is help for you. But when it comes to real in vipassana, time, place, doesn't matter. So whenever you feel to practice, you have to get into that moment. Maybe 1 minute, that is enough. So like that, get into practice. That is important. But if you are a beginner, if you want to be more disciplined, you can go in the beginning every day at the same time. So then it's kind of like you following every day. But if you get into practice in a certain level, come to a point without getting to the same time every day, and just whenever you have time, Whenever you feel to practice meditation, right away, giving up all other things, getting to that moment. So maybe because that moment is the moment going to turn everything up and down. So like that, that you have to get into, from the beginning you have discipline, and then later you get out of the discipline, and anytime you are available for the practice. So that way you get more benefit out of your own inner practice. And then, so in the samatha meditation, when it comes to breathing, we go in the beginning, we observe in the very surface level, inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. So we recognize the inhalation, exhalation not by visualizing, not by imagining, not by thinking about it. So that is very important. But by through the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. Sometimes when it comes to this sensation, for some beginners, I get some questions regarding this, so that's why I'm explaining it. And for some students, it is difficult to get the sensation. So there are a few reasons for that. See, that we know it is inhalation, exhalation happening, but why we cannot feel it? Why we cannot see it? So look for that. You know inhalation, exhalation happens, but if you cannot feel it, why it is? So there are a few reasons. One is the posture. Maybe you don't hold the right posture. So then what you have to do? Work for it. Practice yourself and see moving your upper body back and forth, and head a little bit up and down, and find the right place. Another thing is condition of the mind. And sometimes that when we are become too tight and too close to things, we cannot see that. As example, the like some gates or the door you open to outside, not inside. So that kind of gate, if you become too close to the gate or the door, what will happen? You cannot open it. There's nothing wrong with anything. Only thing what you have to do, little bit step back. So like that, when you observe, don't be too tight inside you. Keep the comfort. And so whatever you feel, or that's mean whatever available to see, just go with it in the beginning. Don't look kind of like intensely, deeply. Just whatever available, just go for it. And that will take you to the next level. So like that, in the surface level, see that what is available for you, and release the mind and bring little bit attention, but not too tight, not too close. And so that way you will see. In case if you cannot recognize it, then take a deep inhalation, exhalation in the middle, and then you see it is happening. Then again, calm down, and with the clear intention, stay. So in the beginning, we go inhalation, exhalation separately recognize, and then observe the entire continuation from beginning to end. Knowingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end, and follow entire continuation. So in the third level, some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft. So go with that details, whatever you see. Maybe this not going to happen in order, but whatever you see, if it is related to inhalation, exhalation, then recognize it. So when the body and the mind and the breathing calm down to a certain level, so don't settle down there. Just use that calmness to observe deeply and recognize the feelings. In the beginning, recognize the feelings arise related to inhalation, exhalation in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Stay with it and see how the feelings change and how the feelings arise. And when you keep observing, sometimes you see your entire body responding to inhalation, exhalation. Your entire bodily feelings change, inside, outside, all. This even the inside organs, this everything work as one. So sometimes you experience that, but just keep follow whatever you see the change. Don't get stuck with anything else. And once you see the change, how it is happening, related with that change, mostly your mind also go with it, because otherwise you cannot recognize the change. So see that, and then don't create a gap in between your mind and the feelings. See that the feelings itself is your mind, and see that connection, and be deeply and thoroughly observe, and moment by moment. Remember, in the Vipassana level, don't try to bring any past experience, or don't try to correct anything. So just move forward. Whatever you see or not, just always be fresh and keep the newness and move forward. So let Patrice a little bit, and your right palm on your left, and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say, So Patveva, or may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we are spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times. And bring attention to attention in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and observe the inhalation, exhalation. So allow it to happen itself, and just recognize it separately. Do nothing extra. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Be aware about your posture and condition of the mind. Keep attention to the inhalation, exhalation. Just notice how the rising and falling happening. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation and exhalation. Recognize how the inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Keep focus your mind to only the feelings of the inhalation, exhalation, and follow the feelings and see the change. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as we can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding ourselves like this. So, with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. So visualize yourself and send it as a light. So little by little, try to increase the capacity. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward, and upward. to all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, as we know, this life that we spending is very limited and it always related to the time. So if anything, depending on time or related to the time, that we have to know it is changeable. So then whatever in our mind as desires, or whatever you hold something as like or as world, just look and see yourself, is it depending on time? So if it is depending on time, don't claim it as yours. Even though you maintain it, even though you hold it, even though you be with it, always remember yourself, it's going to change. And when it comes to life, sometimes this everything is like a dream. In many spiritual teachings, in many scriptures, many sutras, it's talk kind of like dreams. Even though we know this is a dream, and sometimes we don't want to wake up ourselves. It happened because of the mental formations, or it called sanskara. It means our own past experience or the past habitual patterns. So how we can get out of this? When you able to recognize the things in this very moment, that means when you able to see things as they are, or how things come to be as they are in the present moment, in that very moment your mind get out of mental formations or from your past experience. So again and again, when you able to release your own mind from your own previous thoughts, that is how your mind start to detach from your past. So otherwise, the mostly what we does, we again and again remind our past. So when you remind your past what is happening, it become powerful, and again you experience it. So with the meditation, especially in samatha meditation, what we does in the beginning, we unplug our this mental formations or the roots that related with the past, and then rescue or the release our mind and able to exist itself without depending from the past experience. So that is a way that you can get out of the dream. It's kind of like you wake up. But the thing is, my point is here today, just waking up is not going to enough when it comes to vipassana level. So why that we mentioned that for the Buddha, awakened one. So that's mean it completely, there's no possibility go back to sleep. But our situation is completely different. It's like this. I give an example. When you sleep on your bed, now you lying down and you sleeping and you having a dream. There are people sometimes, they have dreams, even they don't know it is a dream. They just completely deep sleep. So there are people in life, they are completely caught up with the certain mental views and they see just only that. They don't see anything else. Even they don't see that existence is there, the other people exist, other things, other living beings exist. They don't see that. And even they don't want to see it. And they have no idea to even recognize that. And another person, they sleeping and having a dream and they wake up. They wake up, when they wake up, they know they had a dream. But the important thing, they don't move their body any single movement. They don't make any movement. What they does? They recognize they had the dream and they go back to sleep. Even they don't move little bit. They knew they had the dream, but they go back to sleep. They attach not to the dream, they attach to the sleep. And another person, they having a dream and they wake up. They wake up, they don't make any movements, they go back to sleep. Why? Because they attach to the dream and they want to continue the dream, thinking they will get back to whatever they lost. So that is one thing. See, one person having a dream and they completely in dream, even they don't see, they don't know they are in dream. And one person wake up and then go back to sleep because they attach to the sleep. And another person, they wake up, they recognize they had a dream and they attach to the dream, not the sleep. And sometimes even the daytime, and they go to the sleep and maybe even they want to continue the dream next day even. And it's kind of like a happy dream, sweet dreams. They don't want to let go, even that whatever the desire they had in this life, in the conventional life, they know it's not going to happen. So this all the things came out in the dream, they happy to experience it. So even sometimes next day they go back to sleep thinking that yesterday, whatever the dream, they can continue there. So that means they attach to the dream. Some people attach to the sleep, some people attach to the dream. And then another person, they recognize and they had the dream. So then what is happening? they wake up, but they hate the dream. They hate the dream, and it is kind of like a maybe unpleasant dream. Don't know whatever they saw. Maybe it is a kind of like a puzzle in the part by part, and they hate the dream. And they hate the dream and go here and there, and then always in mind, it's bring a doubt. And then another person, they having dreams, and then they get out and they start to look. They don't hate it. They start to question. Like even during the Buddha's time, see that even I gave some examples, then you recognize it, how common this is and how it has a huge, big history. So Queen Mahamaya, when the day that she got pregnant, she had a dream. That little white elephant came with the lotus flower and went around that her bed and entered to the womb. So the very next day, what happened? The king called all the wise people and start to ask, what is this? See, it 2,600 years ago. And then another dream, King Kosala, that he had many dreams, and one day he came to Buddha and asked, oh, Venerable Sir, that I had this kind of dreams, what this is? And then the Buddha explained according to that. So even during Buddha's time, these dreams is kind of like something. So then most of the time you see in the history, and sometimes people, this dream is kind of like a puzzle for some people. Since some people know how to tell about the dream. So this is a kind of something. And when I study about this, so somehow the important thing is, even see that the very nature that we have to understand, some people don't know, they are sleeping, forget about that. But the question is this, some people wake up out of the dream, but still they go back to. And some people get out of the dream and then they attach to the dream and they go back to sleep thinking to having, even they know it is a dream, but still they go to believing that they can see it. They know it is a dream. It's mean very simple, it's not real, but still they like. And other people, they know it is a dream, but they hate it. If it is a dream, why you hate it? I remember like few years back, early morning, there was one of our devotee. He already passed away. And early morning, he came and knocked on my door and, oh, Bhante, Bhante. I was thinking is something happened to him. I just wake up and then open the door, and then he had a dream. So then he having a very difficult time to deal with this dream. So then he kind of like he disappointed, but he don't know it is a dream. So that's the question that you have to ask yourself when you know it is a dream. So how that you come to a point that you hate it? And there are people, and then it's kind of like a puzzle, and once it become a dream, and they go with it and they like to look for it and dig for it and get the details about it and find more other extra details about it. So Once you come to the vipassana level of practice, that you recognize that in this conventional life, even though this from birth to death during this time period, which we call living or the existence, it'll also kind of like a dream like that. And with our mind, we experience the same kind of things with the desires. And again in the samsara, again and again, we go back to sleep, or maybe we attach to the dream and we come back to the dream. We like to see this. So, and sometimes we like to question this, and again we go with this. Sometimes we hate this and we try to destroy this. So this everything, what we see, hear, smell, taste, this everything. When you look from this moment to your past, look, it is already a dream. But still, some things from this point to your past, you hate. And some you like, you want to repeat it tomorrow. And some create a puzzle. And maybe entire your life, whatever happened in the past, entire your life you investing to look what it is. And some even don't know what this is, and they have no idea, and they don't want to look about it. They don't want to get out of it, or even they don't know this is a dream. They just go with whatever they have. So the vipassana is a method that you come out of it and observe and recognize and how this is happening. So for that one thing in the very first level, what you have to do, you calm down. Why? Because this dream always follow with this our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. There is no end. So our ears like deers. Why? The deers always like to hear the sound, beautiful sounds. So sometimes hunters make a beautiful sounds, then the deers come closer to that, then they kill. So some flies like eyes. So remember, deers like ears, flies, eyes like flies. It attached to the light. So it always, go and burn themselves. And nose like bees. And the whatever the nectar gives the aromas, it go to that. And they don't care about sunset, and they keep digging to the nectar again and again and again, and then end of the day they die there. And our tongue is like the fish, always look for a bite. And one day, but what will happen? The fisherman going to get it. And the body is like a elephant. Why? The elephant always like to rub. No? Elephants always like to rubbing their body. And so like that, we are always like to this the attachment or the sensual touch. And we keep going with it. We don't see that anything else. And our mind is like the spider. The spider is always create the web and web binder. So it always creating the web. So the mind also, so web binding, this always creating the web. And with our thoughts, with the past, future, and the present. So this is the nature that we all have. But to get out of it, what the Buddha mentioned, and the very first thing that you have to see yourself, you have to come to a point to see, do you need this? So if you need this, no one can tell you to get out of it. But in case for some people, they recognize they don't need this, because they already knows what is this. And they already know this is a dream, and this is a risk, and this not belong to anybody. Even the self, that thinking we want, or that self also not real. So then when you want to come, when you want to exit, then the very first thing that you have to do to start to stop your mind responding. Just let it to settle down. You're not going to lose anything. But we have fear. If we don't respond, what will happen? Even you don't respond to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, nothing going to happen. Nothing going to happen. Just 5 minutes closing your eyes, you're not going to lose anything you at home. So even you can make sure you can lock everything and shut down all the windows, even put a security guard around it and close 5 minutes your eyes. You will see how difficult it is. You know? And even everybody not going to disappear. That everybody keep connection with you. And if you turn off your cell phone 5 minutes, nothing going to happen. And 5 minutes not eating, maybe you feel hungry, but not eating, you're not going to die. So we have, our body have, the capacity at least to 3 days. You can go with the without kind of like a heavy food, and just liquid like water, kind of like a juice or something like that, smoothie like that. You can go for 7 days, that completely without this anything, like with the water and little bit that liquid things. But how about when we miss a meal, we think we're going to die. We think like that. And the eating is one of the big reason for us to live sometimes. For some people, they know only that. They work, they eat, they sleep. And that's what they're doing. And reproducing. That's what they're doing. Nothing else. So, but you have to think yourself, is it worth for you? If it is worth for you, it's up to you. But if you think it is not worth for you, and just give a little break. No need to no need to decide, oh, one day I go 24 hours, I go into practice meditation. No, don't do that. Give a 5 minutes, 10 minutes, quality sound, deep practice. 10 minutes, that's enough. You go for that. And try yourself. What you have to try. Don't do anything, just everything to settle down. Just let everything to be there. When you are able to come to a point like that way, it is a kind of like giving a wake up call. It's kind of like giving a wake up shake yourself to recognize this everything, how it is happening. You, in the very first level, in samatha, you see things as it is, but that's not enough. Just seeing something as it is not going to take you away from it. You just see it. You don't recognize it. But from that point, you go to the vipassana level. So in the vipassana level, that we see cause and effect. So from the ancient time to today, people talk about the cause and effect. And a lot of universities, a lot of lectures, they go with the cause and effect. Most of people know about cause and effect. Even the Buddhism, that most people know about cause and effect, especially when it comes to karma, and even when it comes to mind, this everything, 5 aggregates, people know about the cause and effect, causality. But we miss something. That is what you have to understand. So, knowingly cause and effect is important. But when you see the cause and effect, what it try to show you, when you see the cause and effect, it try to show you the change. But mostly we see the cause and effect, but we don't see how the cause change and how the effect change, and this interconnection change the result. Maybe you say that when you turn on the switch, light on, as a result of the switch on, the light arises. And then you recognize, oh, this is because of that, oh, this interconnected. There's no separation. This depending from this, so that dependent origination. We all know this. But why we cannot get? Because we don't go beyond it. We are kind of like a bias to Dhamma. We are biased to words. That is what happened. So, but the Dhamma is not like that. Dhamma has no limit. No, it's not bound to the time or the words or anything. That's why there is another sentence called akalika. No, it's not bound to the time. No, not bound to, so if it is not bound to time, you cannot get it to word. If it is get it to word, any word you cannot keep the same. It's not going to happen. Why? Because the word change according to the person. So as example, the one word, just imagine yourself, one word. For a child, it give a different meaning. For a young person, teenager, give a different meaning. Same word. For a young person, it giving a different meaning. Elders, it giving a different meaning. So that's why the Dhamma is not related to the time. So if it is not related to time, you cannot bring it to words. But our problem is we bound to the words. We believe words. We worship words. We not go beyond the word. We afraid to drop the words. But in the very nature of the Vipassana meditation, that's why it is one of the beautiful, one of the most highest experience that you can get. You understand something without bounding to words. You recognize something without words. So that is why, but we learn the cause and effect, causality, dependent origination. We know things, but we afraid to go beyond it. So because of that, what is happening? We just caught up in the dream every day. And we question it. It's kind of like a puzzle. We go with it and we study about it, but still, it's still we caught up in the dream. But remember, when it comes to the Vipassana level of practice meditation, in the Samatha level, you tranquilize, you detach from the past and the future, you come to the point, and then from there, you go deeper and you recognize how things come to be as they are. That is not enough. How things come to be as they are, and you see each and everything change and according to its own behavior and according to its own relationship. Itself, it's change, and the connection change, outcome change. We experience only the change in the bottom line. So if you're able to get that, and that is where you come out of real dream. You come out of your dream, you come out of your sleep, but without hating it or without liking it. That is the beauty of real wake up. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi dīghāyuko bhava. එත්තාවතා චම්මේහි සම්පදම් පුඤ්ඤ සම්පදං සබ්බේ දේවානුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා සබ්බේ භූතානුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා සබ්බේ සත්තානුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා ඉදම්මේ පුඤ්ඤ කම්මං ආසවක්ඛයා වහං හෝතු සබ්බ දුක්ඛා පමුච්චතු. Bless you.